This conference will now be recorded.
So, in the last class, we have seen about your table maintenance generator. So, what is meant by the table maintenance generator? It's a program which will be created by SAP. So, which will able to move the data between your screen as well as your database. So, for those, what are the inputs we require? The first and the foremost input is your function group, the authorization group, and the maintenance screen type. So, the function group is the driver program. So which will be moving the data from your screen to your database. So what is how the name of the function group is equal to your table name. So whatever the function group name which will be providing, so that will be your table name. And then authorization group is nothing but who has an authorization to edit it or display it or no authorization. So in Fiori, we will be creating a Fiori tile and we'll be assigning that Fiori tile and the authorizations will be happening. If we don't have the Fiori, then the authorizations will be happening at this level. So as of now, we don't have the authorization groups and everything. So we have given it as ampersand and C ampersand. In real time, you have to check with your leads or your peers. So with the colleagues and everyone. Okay. So if it's an ECC system, or else you can check directly whether if how can we maintain the operation groups. Okay, now the next one is the screen. So how you want to define, whether you want to define it as one step screen or two step screen. So one step screen where you will be having your change and edit axis, whereas two step screen where you will be having the first is a display axis and the next one is your change axis. Okay, and the last one is your data dialog transport. So this we didn't tell you, so I'm going to cover today. So once you have provided that, you need to click on create by providing your package as well as your TR. So that's it. So once we have created the TMG, what is the transaction code to maintain the data? SM30. SM30 is a transaction code, is a generic transaction code which is used to maintain the data of any table which is having a table maintenance generator. Any table which is having a table maintenance generator. Now, as it is a generic transaction code, so we can't able to provide it to the users for the security reasons. So now, in order to provide them the access, what we will do, we will be creating a transaction code. So what is the transaction for creating of a transaction code? What is the T code? SC93 is a transaction code which is used to create a transaction. So what are the steps? So we need to provide the transaction code. Just click on create, and then you need to provide your description and what is the one? Transaction with parameters. So that's the one we have to provide it. So transaction with parameters, and once you click on continue, and you have to provide your transaction and parameters as new name is equal to the table name and as well as update equal to your text. So once you provide that, just click on save by providing your package as well as your TR. So this is what we have discussed in your last session. So any questions? Any questions in that? Okay. So now let's go ahead and see the today's topic. So now the first and the foremost topic is how to move the data of an application table from one system to another system. So by default, SAP will not allow us to move the data. By default, SAP will not allow us to move the data from one system to another system. Another system of an application table, data. So by default, it will not move. But my user is asking. My user is asking to move the data of an application table. From one system to another system. From one system to another system. So how can you do that? So to achieve this or to achieve this achieve this, so in the TMG, so that means we need to have your TMG. In the TMG, we have a option, a option called as data dialog transport. Data dialog transport. So in that we need to select a radio button, standard recording routine. So standard recording routine. We need to select the radio button, standard recording routine. So once you select this, and click on save. Click on save. So once you click on save, now go to the T code or SM30. So go to either the ZT code or SM30 and try to maintain the data. Maintain the data. So SAP will ask for a transport when we are saving the data. So this is the most important interview question. So I faced it almost like 4 times. When I was giving the interviews during 4 to 5 years of experience, I faced it 4 to 5 times. Okay. So this is one of the most important interview topic too. Okay. So now we'll go ahead and see that. So I'm logging into SAP. So now I'm going to SE11. Let me open my table and let's click on my change mode. So now I'm going to utilities, the table maintenance generator. So see here by default, it will be selected this as no/user recording routine in your data dialog transport details. So that's the reason when you are saving it, it's not asking any TR. So now you need to select this standard recording routine button. So now I'm going to select this standard recording routine button and I'm clicking on your save. So now when I go to /o SM30 or you can open your transaction code if you are having. Now when I click on maintain, now when I try to change this to mail and when I click on save, see here it's asked for your transport. It will ask you for your transport, which will be your workbench request. Which will be your workbench request. So now let me go ahead and change the home request to our transport, and now I'm just clicking on continue. So now the details will be same. So the existing record, so whatever the existing record, this existing record, when you are trying to change it, then only it will ask, or else it can't able to store the values in your TR. Let's say, for example, if you have 100 records, and now and then you have added another 100. So that 100 will be get stored, but the existing 100 will not get stored. You have to do some changes to your existing 100 records, then only it will get stored into your transport request. Now, what is the issue with this approach? What is the issue with the above approach? What is the issue with the above approach? So someone can tell me anything? What will be the issue? What will be the issue when we done this change to your table? No, no, not the existing data. Now, when we move the table to quality or to the production system. And then if the user is trying to maintain the data, maintain the data, maintain the data and click on save, at that time also the user, at that time also the system will prompt for a TR. So as it is prompting in the development, it will also prompt in your quality as well as your production system, which will be an issue because we know it, what is a TR and everything. So user knows about what is a TR and everything. TR and everything, will user knows it? No, user doesn't know about what is a TR and why this prompt is coming up. So that's the main reason we will never ever use this data dialog transport details. So for this, we will never select this data dialog transport details. We will never select the data dialog transport details. Never select the standard recording routine in the data dialog transport details. We will never ever select this. Okay. Then as it's an issue, in the quality and production. So now how to move how to move the data of an application table from one system to another system, So user is asking, for sure you have to move it. But as I told you, once we are going with this approach, we are facing an issues. Then how to move it? So the answer to that is we need to add the details manually in the TR. We have to add the details manually. How to add those? Now, let me go ahead and change to no/user recording routine only. So we are not going to do that. Now I'm going to SE09. Click on display, really click on modifiable and click on display button. So now this is my TR. So in this child TR, if you double click on this child TR, you can see all your objects that you have created. The data elements, domain, your function group, your table contents. So these are some of the things that will be created. These are the things that will be gets created when you create your table maintenance generator. When you create your table maintenance generator, these will be gets created and the transaction. So now, when you see here, you will be seeing an option called as your table contents. So this will come up when you save your data. So as you save the data, it will ask for your prompt, right? So once we have in that we have provided our TR. And once you save that, this line will be gets added over here. This line will be gets added in your TR details. Okay, so in this, if you go here and click on this button, the function. So click on this button, you can see here whatever the values you have added. So these are all your key fields data. The key field data will be gets added. So in this, so what I need to do, just click on edit this, it will be gets editable. Now go here and add again whatever the records you will be. So like this 001, and I'm going to say this as Ravi, and then I'm going to say this as here P. So like this. So now like this you need to have. So now you can ask me, let's say I have 1,000 records. It's possible to maintain your 1,000 records? No. So for that reason, what we will do, we just remove every record from here and we will keep it as your star. We'll keep this as star. So when you keep it as star, SAP will move the entire data of the table. Entire table data will be gets moved once you release your transport. Once you release your transport, the entire data will be moved. It will be throw you a warning message when you click on save. That's fine. That's fine. See this. See here. It's an application table. That's fine. So this is how you need to write this. So now what I need to add over here. So we need to add the details manually in here. Open the TR. So just open the TR in FE0 and expand to the child TR. Child TR and double click on the child TR. Double click on your child TR and then click on edit button and provide the following details. So what are those details? The program name. So this is your program ID. So the program ID. The program ID is equal to R3TR. R3TR. And then your object ID. So this is your object type. Object type is equal to TABU. Table contents. TABU. And then the next one is your object name. Object name is equal to, you need to provide your TBDIR. TABU, and you need to provide your table. So whatever the table you have, provide the Z table and click on your function key. Click on the function. And provide it as star. Provide it as star and click on save. Click on save. So once we release the transport, then all the data all the data in that Z table will be moved from your development to quality and quality to production. Quality to your production system. So this is what. So this you will be doing in most of your real time. Mostly in real time you will be doing it, because in development when they are doing the testing, if they want the same set of data, let's say in development they manually added 100 records and they want that 100 records to be moved, and later on whatever the changes or whatever the new records we will be adding. But can you move this 100 records to your quality system? It will be a time consuming process for them if they have to add those 100 records. So in those cases we have to go ahead with this approach. Okay, so I would damn sure I can say you this, no one will tell you about this. No one will tell you about this except a real-time person. No one will tell you about this. Okay, so now this is all about the adding of records from how to move the data of an application table from one system to another system. So which approach you need to follow? This is the approach you need to follow, not the above approach. But this question they will be asking you in the interview. This question. So I want to move the data. First, you need to tell this answer. But when they ask what if there is any issue with that, then you have to tell you this answer. Don't tell two answers at the same time. Okay. Don't tell two answers at the same time. See, whatever they are asking, just pin to that answer only. Pin to that answer only, because when you are trying to give extra thing, so they can ask you. So in that they can ask you the questions. Okay, don't give them that chance. While you are facing the interview, don't give that chance. So if I asked, tell me about yourself, don't tell about your parents and all these things. What you are, what things you have done, what you are and what things you have done. That's it. And your hobbies. Don't tell about your family background. My father is so and so, like that, blah blah blah. So they won't ask you that thing. So what you are, so how many years you have, so what things you have done in these current years. So what are the main areas you have worked. So these are the main strength. So that's it. So by that they can know what we need to ask you. What we need to ask you, they can know it. So if you say that I know everything, they will be bombarding you like anything. Okay, so they can ask you n number of questions. Okay, so stick to what you know it while giving you the interview, and stick to the basic answers. Don't go in depth. If they are asking, then go in depth, or else don't go in depth while they are asking the interview. Okay, so anyways, come back. So now this is how we need to move the data from one system to another system. Now, what will happen? The next thing, what will happen if I change slash added the table fields? If I change slash added the table fields, so post the TMG got created. So post, I have created the TMG. Now I'm trying to add a new field, or I'm trying to add an existing field. Will those reflect in that? Will those changes will reflect in TMG? My question is yes or no. So yes or no. Okay. So some people will say yes, but the answer is no. It will not reflect. So post TMG creation. So this is also an interview question. Post TMG creation. What will happen if I change? What will happen if I change or added a new fields? Will those will reflect in TMG automatically or not? See, TMG is a program, so which will be gets created based upon the fields that are available at that point. So at that point, if whatever the fields that are available, with those the TMG will be gets created. Whenever there is a change happen to that table, you again need to recreate your TMG. You always need to recreate. So let's suppose, for example, so this is this is my table. This is my table. So now, with the help of this table, I have created my table maintenance chart. Now, what I do, I have changed. I don't want this table like this format. I want this format. So this is a different object. TMG is altogether a different object, and table is altogether a different object. So as this is a different object, how the TMG knows that changes has been happened? How the program knows? The program doesn't know about that. So now again, what I need to do, I need to again regenerate my TMG to update with the new fields. To update with your new fields. So as this is a different object altogether. So TMG is altogether a different object. Remember that. So table is a different. With the help of your table, I'm going to create a TMG, which will act as a program to store the data into my database. Now, if the database has been changed or if the table has been changed, how my TMG knows it? It doesn't know, because this is altogether a different object. This is altogether a different object. So in order to know it, we have to regenerate. We have to regenerate your table maintenance generator. Remember that. Okay. So no, it will not reflect. So as TMG is an independent object. Huh? Huh. So as TMG is an independent object, so after doing of any changes in the table post TMG creation, we need to generate the table maintenance generator. So now let me add a scenario. Now I'm going back to my table level. So now I want to add three fields. One is your username, one is your date, and one is your time. So whenever we are adding the data, we need to add the username, date, and your time. So I'm going to take this as the user underscore name. And now I know the standard data elements. If you know the standard, always use the standard data. If you doesn't know it, or if you can't able to meet with the standard, then only you have to go ahead with your okay, you name. See here, this is your user name. Next, date. So this field, the name of the name of the date field is reserved to SAP. You can't able to use the field name date. Remember that. So when I use it also, it will throw you an error. I'll show you that. So date, I'm going to take this as date. Data. So this is the standard data element, and time UZEIT. UZEIT. So these are the standard data elements. Now when I activate this, it will throw you an error. Sorry. So I have opened this here, so that's the reason. Now, when I activate this, it will throw you an error. See here, the date field is reserved word. The date field is an reserved word, so you can't be able to use it. The same way, the time field is also reserved. Time field is also reserved. Here in this system, it is not showing you an error message, but in the real-time systems, it will show you an error message. So for the time also, you need to change it to Z. Okay. So just add a letter after this or that. So before the date or after the date. Okay. So now when I activate this. So see here, no warning message. Okay, no error messages, only the warning. Now, when I go to /n SM30, now when I try to open the table, see here, we can't able to see your username, date, and time. So I told you it will not come. So what I need to do, we need to regenerate. Steps for regenerating your TMG. Steps for regenerate. Generate the table maintenance generator. So open the table in SE11 change mode and click on utilities and click on the table maintenance generator. Now click on the edit button and select all the all the checkboxes. Select all the checkboxes. Why I'm saying this to select all the checkboxes? Because this is the program that has been generated by SAP. We don't know what will happen if we selected few things. So that's the reason I would always say select everything. So and all the checkboxes and click on continue. continue. So it will ask you the overview screen. It will ask you the overview screen will be deleted and regenerated. Will be deleted and regenerate. Please select that check. Regenerate. Please select that checkbox. Checkbox and click on continue. And click on continue. 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 That's it. So once you have done it, so it will ask you this. Okay. Now let me go here and now utilities, the table maintenance generator, click on your edit button, select this and click on continue. So the maintenance screen, okay, fine. So see, make overview screen you have to select and you will be getting a message, overview screen will be deleted and recreated or regenerated. Click on continue. So it will go ahead and regenerate your TMG, table maintenance generator. Okay. So this is how you have to regenerate. This is how you have to regenerate your table maintenance generator. Okay, so now go back. Now see here. Now if I open the SM30 again, and when I click on maintain, you can see here those three fields has been came up. Those three fields has been came up. Now I'll just click on new entries. I'll just add three. I'm just going to take Pavan K mail back office team pk@xyz.com. Now, so employee mobile number and username. So username is Srinaam. So I'm adding this. The date is current system date. I'll just click on F4 and my time is my current system time. The current system time. Now when I'm saving this, so this is how. Now my requirement is these details has to be populated automatically by your system. So these details has to be automatically populated by your system. So how to do that? So now the next thing is how to populate the data automatically. How to populate the data automatically. So in order to populate the data automatically, we need to write an ABAP code. So to populate the data automatically, automatically we need to write the ABAP logic. Where we need to write it. So this program has been created by SAP system. So whatever the programs that has been created by SAP, we should not touch that. So I told you. So the SAP programs are the programs that has been developed by SAP. We should not touch them. Then how to write the code? So in SAP, for doing for writing any additional requirements in the standard program or the program generated by SAP, So it's SAP. SAP has provided the program generated. SAP has provided SAP will provided some enhancements, some or some placeholders, some placeholders. So it will provide some placeholders where you need to write your logic. For table maintenance generator, for the table maintenance generator, SAP has provided the TMG events. So events are the area, events are the specific area where SAP has provided to write our custom logic. So now, how to open the TMG events? How to open your TMG events. So to open the TMG events, so open the table in SE11. Open the table in SE11. Change mode. Then navigate to TMG, and then click on environment modification and events. Click on environment modification and events. So SAP will open a new window. In that, click on new entries, and provide the event number. In table maintenance generator, we will have 39 events altogether. These 39 events you will be having. Each event will have its own functionality. Each event will have its own functionality. So each event. So what is that functionality? So I'm just going with one. So 01. Before saving the data into the database. So if I want to do any validations, on my data before I'm saving, so then we will be using this 01. And then 02. After saving the data into the database. So once you save the data, let's suppose I want to send an email alert or a message or a something, etc. So then you will be using this event. Now 03. Before deleting the data from the database. So then 04, after deleting the data from the database. So like this, and 05, creation of a new entry. Okay, so while you are creating a new entry, so then also like this, you will be having every event. So in that, we need to select which event we needed. We need to select what is the exact event which we need. So based on that, you have to write your ABAP code. So etc. So we need to select the required event to write the ABAP logic. ABAP logic. And for every event, we need to provide the routine name. Routine name. So I'll show you that. So now let me go to my table maintenance generator. I'm going to environment, modification, and events. Now it will show you this. That's fine. Now click on new entries. These are your events. So if I just click on this, see here 39 entries found before saving, after saving, before deleting, after deleting, creating of a new entry, after complete performance. So like this, you will be having so many different event numbers. So now my requirement is I want to, when I'm adding the data, that the username, date and time has to be populated automatically. So that means when we are creating a new entry. So when we are creating a new entry, so now I'll just select that. So for every event, you need to provide your routine name. Routine name. So I'm going to say new entry. So copy this, we need it, copy this. So now just click on enter. Once you click on enter, see here, SAP will show you a source code. So copy this one, we need it. So just click on this source code. It will, don't do any changes, just click on continue. Just click on continue. Now it will open your program. It will open your ABAP editor. It will open your ABAP editor. So this is called as your ABAP editor. So I'm just going to paste this one. So ABAP editor. So where we will write the ABAP logic. Where we will write here ABAP logic. Now, what logic I need to write? What logic I need to write? So automatically the values has to be populated. So that is my logic. Now for every if routine, you need to mention in code as your form and name of your form. So whatever you have given at the back end, at the before screen, you have to provide this and you need to provide this as and form. So you have to provide this one. So now, so that form is this code. So this form routine has to be written. Then only SAP can understand. There you have provided your definition of your form. Here you are writing your code. So the implementation of your form. Okay, so you are defining the form name in the previous screen, and now it's time to add the logic. So as you have defined, you have to implement. To implement the form, so this is the syntax: form and end form. Form and end form. So this again, you will be seeing something called as modularization. Modularization. You will be having a topic called as modularization. At that, we are going to see something called as your subroutines, and then we are going to see something called as includes, and then we are going to see something called as macros. But this I am not going to tell you because this is absolute, and function modules. So this is what. So like this. So now when we are dealing with the subroutine, so there you can clearly understand your subroutine definition and subroutine implementation. But as of now, remember that we have provided the subroutine definition frame in your back screen and you have to implement. Now here we need to write your logic. We need to write the logic. The logic is pretty much simple. So what I need to write, the table hyphen your field, whatever the field you want, is equal to what value we need to pass. That's it. Simply, that's it. You don't need to do anything. Now, what is my table? ZT. This is my table in this area. So I know it. So that's the reason. If you doesn't know, open your SC11 and find out your table name. So table hyphen. So field, what is my field? User underscore your name. If you doesn't know the field, just give control plus space bar. It will provide you the hints. So you need to just select username. Now I can provide the Sriram. I can provide the username as Sriram. Now what will happen? So automatically the Sriram will come up. Now my requirement is, see, when I added the record, it will show you Sriram. When you added the record, again it will show you Sriram only, but not, that is not my requirement. So whoever is adding, that username has to be populated automatically. Whoever is adding, that username has to be populated. So in SAP, we have a system fields. We have a system fields. So the structure for that is SYST. Like your table, you will be having a structure. So in that structure, so this structure will fill this will fill the data automatically when you log into SAP. When you log in to SAP system. So these details will be filled automatically when you log into your SAP system. It will store in the SAP memory. So there is a concept called as SAP memory. In that memory, it will store. So now we need to extract the value from that memory. So how to do that? So same way here also SYST hyphen uname. If I go to /OSE, so let me select the data type and provide your structure SYST. So now just click on your display. See here, ABAP system fields. See the page, current page number. If I want to display the current page number, you can use this. So if I want to fill, like if I want to fill anything, any details, you will be getting over here. Any details you will be getting over here. If I say Control F, you name. See here SYST hyphen uname. So now SYST hyphen your uname we need to take down. Now the next field. What is my next one? So this is my table. And then I'm going to provide the Z date. The same way SYST hyphen DATUM. So the next one is Z time. So in the same way, SYST hyphen UZEID. So this is the old way of writing your system fields. This is the old way of writing your system fields. Now what SAP has did it, they have removed the ST. So before I started my career, only they have removed it. So that means 15 years back only they have removed this. Now the site uname is the one which is used to store your username. Site datum is the current system date, and site user EID is your current system time. Now that's it. I'm just aligning my code and just activating. Now I need to activate. This is my include program. So this program as well as this include will be gets added in this main program. So I just need to select both the things and I just activate. I'm just activating it. So that's it. Now it will change this to active. Now when I go back and just click on save, it will ask you for your TR. That's it. Save it and come back and click on save it again. Come back and click on save. Come back and click on save. So now once you have done this, now if I go to /and now let me go ahead and maintain a fourth record. So record 4, I'm going to take this as Pallavi, and I'm going to take this as L. Female, I'm going to take this as trainer, and LP xyz.com. Now I'm just passing her mobile number and just say enter. See, automatically the details has been filled up. Do I need, are you filling those details? No, you didn't fill it. The system has filled it. How the system has filled it? We have written your ABAP code. Now, when you try to log in with a different user, it will try to add that username over here. But now I can change this one. Nothing. So it's allowing me to change. Now, my requirement is whatever the fields that are auto-populated, I should not change those fields. I should not change those fields. How can you do that? How can you do that is what the next thing is. How to make the field, how to make the fields which the data is populating automatically to your layout. For every event, we need to provide your routine name and click on enter. Click on enter and then yes, and then we can see the source code button. Source code button and double click on that. Double click on that. So SAP will navigate to ABAP editor screen. ABAP editor screen where we need to write the ABAP logic. Where we need to write here ABAP logic. So what is the logic? So the logic is form, the name of your form, the name of the form, and then we need to write here end form and form. So in between these, you need to write your ABAP logic. So write the ABAP logic. Write the required ABAP logic. Okay, so that's it. Now, how to make the fields out? So to make the fields out, open the table maintenance generator, open the TMG and double click on the screen. So double click on the screen because we need to change your properties. We need to change your properties. So properties of the field has to be changed, editable to non-editable because we need to change the properties of the field. We need to change the properties of your field. So for this reason, so open this and click on element list. Click on element list and select your field. Select the field and uncheck the input. Check the input. Uncheck the input and click on save. Click on save. That's it. Once you have done it, it will automatically make your field to your gray out. Now let me go back here. So now I'm just double clicking on this. That's fine. Now you need to go to your element list. So you need to scroll down. So what are the fields I needed? So you need to username, date, and time. So here input. So you just need to remove the username, date, and your time. That's it. Uncheck your input. And now click on your save. As it is inactive, you have to change this to activate. Activate, come back, save this, come back, and save and activate. Okay. Now when I open your SM30/SM30 and just click on your maintain, you can see here these are in your layout. So you can't able to change your data. You can't able to change your data. Now while we are adding a new entries file, let's say this as Pramod P and 10 employee mail, employee designation as trainer, pp@xyz.com, and then I'm just providing his email ID, and now see here, I'm just clicking on enter. You can't able to edit this. You can't able to edit this. So that's it. Now just click on your save. Your record will be kept saved. So these are the things. So whatever the things which we have told you in today's session, all are your interview questions. All are interview questions. So the interview question is, can you tell me a real-time scenario what you have done on your TMG events, or why we need a TMG event? What is the purpose of going with a TMG event? So the question can be twisted. So what is the purpose to write your ABAP logic? So what ABAP logic you have written? So while we are creating a new entries, the data has to be auto-populated. So that's simple words. See, I'm just saying it as simple words. So the data has to be auto-populated. That's my requirement. That's it. Don't go in step and go to modification even. Don't tell all these things. Just in a simple words. So what is the requirement you have done? So my requirement is I have three fields are there in my table where the data has to be auto-populated. So I have written the code in the TMG events. Now, when they ask you what is the event you have used, I have used the event 05 while when we are creating a new entry, it has to be done. Okay, so that's all. So like this, they will be asking you. Don't tell everything. So if you are telling everything, people will know that you are an Amirpet batch. You are an Amirpet batch. Okay, so the answer to be very crisp and straightforward. Don't tell everything. Okay, so that's it. So that is all about your TMG, and in tomorrow's class we are going to see what is the enhancement category. Enhancement category is not defined why. So what is this? And we are going to see something called as your structure, and then how to add what is a structure, how to add the structure to the database table, and then we are going to see here views. So before we go ahead with the views, what is a join? So join, and what are the different joins that are available in SAP? Available in SAP. This we are going to see. And then what are the different views that are available in SAP? And then we are going to see the last concept called as your search help. We do have 3 pending topics after this, so that you will be knowing when we are starting the program. So once this is done, we will be directly jumping to your ABAP program. Before that, we are going to say you the document flows of SAP and its corresponding T codes and your tables. So once I have completed this, I will be using only the standard tables for writing of your ABAP code. I'm not going to use your custom. So after tomorrow's class, the structures has been completed. I'm going to give you an assignment. I'm going to give you an assignment on your database tables. So I'll just give you 4 different types of scenarios. You have to come to me and show me what are the different tables we can create it. So understand the business. One is, so let's say for your school, for your college. So college, I want to create a database. So like this, I'll be giving you. So don't jump into the system and don't create the tables directly. So take a Excel sheet, and these are the tables that I'm looking for. So if any changes, just come to me. If there are any modifications, I'll tell you the modifications, and later on you can go ahead and start doing your tables creation and everything. Okay, so that's it. That's all for today, and we'll meet you tomorrow again, and we'll continue our session. So, any questions before I wind off for today's session? Any questions? Okay, I'll be considering it as no questions, and I'll be updating the recording before 6 p.m. and you can able to download your recording from your Google Drive. So thank you all.